Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds. I know it's been, let's see, how long has it been? It's been 3 weeks since I've been on. I had to check my phone. I apologize for that. Um, but I had some time today and I wanted to update my one of my current projects that I'm working on, and that's the city bowling league tournament. Um, what I plan on doing is taking the city league bowling cards, and I plan on um, creating teams, and I have, and I'm going to be having 8 teams, um, 5 bowlers on each team, 3 men and 2 women, and I've done that. Um, and it's best 2 of 3 and a single elimination. Pretty much 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5. And what will happen is I will uh, shuffle these cards. I will mix these cards up. I will shuffle them. These ones in the back will not be added. They're just average, and I will not add these. All right. All right. And what I will do to create these teams is I've already got the teams made up. And these are all the teams. And like I said, 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5. Right now, we're going to roll for basically your teams and basically your 1 to I'll use 10-sided dice when I do this. I'm not doing this right now, but when I do, it's like 1 to 8, and if you get a 9 or a 10, that means you're in the last spot. Um, and when I roll for the cards, what I'll do is I'll roll a 20-sided dice, and then I'll roll 1 20-sided dice, and if I have a dot and a no dot. If I get a dot, I will roll another 20-sided dice, and I've got 2 6-sided dice, and if I get a dot or a no dot, I will roll, basically until I've exhausted my dice. Um, if it's a dot, it means roll a dice. If it's a no dot, it means don't roll any more dice. So on a first roll, you could get 1 to 20, and I will, if that's all I get, then I'll pick that card, and that's what that player has. Um, as you can see, those are my 8 teams. Team Sanctified is basically pastors that I know uh, that mean a lot to me. Um, Tom is my pastor, and he would never touch a bowling ball in his life, but I'm using my pastor in this. And Teray is his wife, and she would never touch a bowling ball in her life either. Um, and the third person on Sanctified is Mike. The fourth person is Doc, and the fifth person is Kim. And that's not the way that they will. That's not the way that they will be rolling for their actual tournament. What will happen is I will take a 6-sided dice, and if they get a 5 or a 6, they will roll last, and basically I'll do their actual position via dice as well. The second uh, team is family team, and that's my family. Uh, Bubba, my dad, Eddie, my brother, me, of course, Philip. The fourth person on our team is Teresa, and the fifth person is my daughter, Sarah. I've The third team I've got is YouTube creators, which is Rob and Darla. Uh, Rob does all sorts of uh, uh, YouTube stuff. He's well known for his YouTube Race League. He does Glory Days Boxing. He does Payoff Pitch, and his wife Darla helps him a lot. So she is the first woman on her team. The next person on the YouTube creators uh, team, I should say the third person, is Al. The fourth person is Chris Strat Delaware. And the fifth person is Bobby. And none of these is written as the way that they will actually roll. It's just the way I wrote them down. Uh, my The fourth team is my friends from CF. Basically, I call it CFC friends. That's my church friends, and that is Chad, Jenny, Joseph, Fred, and Faye. The fifth team is my Celebrate Recovery team. That's John, his wife Terry, Steve, Roger, and Bev. My sixth team is my Baptist Student Union team, my BSU team. That is Rick, Luther, Alan, Sherry, and Sherry would never be found out without be found parted from Juliana. So Juliana would be their fifth team. I mean, that's on the sixth team. The seventh team I got is what I call athletes. Um, Basically, Mike, we can go ahead and say last names for the athletes. Um, Mike meaning Michael Jordan, Barry meaning Barry Larkin. The third one would be Simone for Simone Biles. And fourth would be Mia for Mia Hamm. And the fifth one would be Thomas for Tom Brady. And when I go to actually roll, I will only say their first names. My last team is what I call the writers team. I love books and writing, so I created the writers team. The first would be David Baldacci for the Camel Club. The second would be James Patterson for all his mystery writing books. The third would be the father of mysteries, basically Edgar Allan Poe. The fourth would be Agatha Christie, mother of mysteries. Um, and her biggest one is kind of Murder on the Orient Express. And the fifth and final person would be Mary Shelley for Frankenstein. Uh, and that's kind of what I uh, wrote down. And let me get a dice, and we will actually roll out the team numbers. All right. So I don't have my camera on for for this, so I'm just gonna roll it and show it to you. So for right now, I'm going for rolling for the Sanctified team, and they will be. It says Team 9, but since there is no 9, because that was a 9, it was a 9. Was a 9. That means the Sanctified team will be Team 8. Family team will be Team. Uh, was what came up was Team 2. The family team is Team 2. The YouTube creators is Team 4. We've got a 9 for the YouTube for the CFC friends, and since Sanctified has already got an 8, that means that they will be 7. Okay. And we will roll again for the Celebrate Recovery team. And they will be Team 5. They will be Team 5. Okay, BSU. That's 0. So we will have to roll again for them. They will be Team 6. Athletes. They will be Team 3. Athletes will be Team 3. And that by default means that the writers will be Team 1. And I'm writing down who plays who right here. So the writers play Team Sanctified. Which means our pastors. The family team play the CFC friends. Um, the athletes will play the BSU team. And the YouTube creators they will play Celebrate Recovery team. And basically, although this is a fake tournament, what it is you have two B&B river boats going from Newport on the levee to Riverbend, and they're playing these at the same time. But what will happen for me is I'll be playing boat one week and boat two the second week, and then you'll have um, uh, basically you'll have four teams left, and the highest seed will play the lowest seed, and the middle four will play each other, and then that will be the highest versus the lowest as well. Um, and after this one round is done, we'll go to the next round, the final round, and that will be in a different location. But the first location will be um, basically it will be on the Cincinnati River. It will be on the B&B riverboats. It's called the Serpentine Wall Invitational, and only the top four are moving on. And it will be the Riders versus Sanctified, Family versus CFC Friends, Athletes versus my BSU friends, basically. And lastly, the YouTube creators will be playing the Celebrate Recovery team. Um, the next time I come on, I will, or the next time I'm able, I'm going to actually roll the cards for each player, and we will also roll for um, where the players are actually going to what in what position they're actually going to bowl, and that's using a six-sided dice. But tonight, I just wanted to introduce you to my city, basically my city bowling league. I got 8 teams, 40 players, and it's best two of three, and only you know basically only one continues on. So it's best two of three, but it's a single elimination. So after the Serpentine Wall Invitational, four teams will be left. So we're trying to do a kind of best of, um, and I have not figured out basically the final location. I got some ideas in mind, but take it one step at a time, and I just introduced you to the City Bowling League, and I will review this the next time I go through it because I'm going to be actually rolling for cards and actual player positions. So until then, you guys take care. I love you, and I hope you keep rolling the dice and their dice are in your favor. Oh, and one other thing, I finally got a win in my inside pitch baseball league, and that's after about 13 losses. So, yes, Virginia, the Colonials can win a baseball game. It's just up to the dice more than anything else. So, have a good night, guys.